We are going to debate in the last 5 to 7 years who is
The best
the
quarterback.
best quarterback in the NFL.
And I'm going to start off by saying,
Go
of
ahead.
course, it's my
This is
man.
the debate we always
This
talk
is my
about.
man, Tom Brady. Been putting in that
Here we go.
work
Here we
even
go.
longer than the last 5 to 7 years.
Here we
In
go.
those last 5 to 7 years, he's been to 2 Super Bowls and
So is Peyton
perfect
Manning.
season run, constantly going to the playoffs. The only time I missed the playoffs was the one time he's actually injured the entire year.
We're gonna do a little bit instant debate right here.
As I was,
Keep going.
and with that, Tom Brady has done more with less around him than any other quarterbacks. Because while I may say Peyton or Peyton, Rodgers, all those quarterbacks, even
debatable.
Breeze,
That's debatable.
they've had weapons.
That's debatable.
I don't know what that is. Peyton Manning's always had weapons.
Randy Moss isn't a weapon. Wes Welker, Gronkowski, they're not weapons.
We only did Gronk till 2010.
Okay,
Wel-
5 to 10 years. It's 2014, bro. 5 to 7 years, so half
Actually,
the time.
the season
And
actually isn't
when
done yet.
Gronkowski wasn't on the team, he had Randy Moss.
When we didn't have Gronkowski, we had Randy Moss. We also had Wes Welker. But let's think about that. We only had one great year out of those two. And that was Welker's first year on the Pats. Ever since then, we didn't go to playoffs next year because Brady got injured. 2009 went to the playoffs, got blown out in the wild card. Then 2010 went to Super Bowl. 2011 we lost to you guys. No, 2012.
Ravens. When he says you guys, I'm Baltimore fan.
Actually, 2012 we lost to you. 2011.
Because I live in Baltimore.
So we lost to you. Went to back with 3 AFC championships so far, back to back, every single year, and that's hard to do considering Tom Brady had to deal with the fact that he lost Gronk and Hernandez. We lost Welker. Our defense got destroyed with the fact that we lost our starting middle linebacker, our starting defensive tackle, which was the anchor of our defense, and Brady with a bunch of rookies on the receiving corps besides Edelman, the only veteran left on that entire team.
Skip Bayless over here, guys.
Took him all the way to the AFC Championship and was moments
All right,
away from
Let's
winning.
start with your first little thing.
You talk about Peyton, of course.
I think it is Peyton Manning, and very close to Peyton Manning is Aaron Rodgers. First thing you said was
He's done more.
Patriots went to 3 championships. The Patriots went to 2 Super Bowls. The Patriots have won their division every year. Right? Well, besides one when Tom Brady was hurt. The Patriots, that's a team. That's a team
Who
aspect.
leads the team?
Tom Brady.
Exactly.
But not in my opinion, Bill Belichick leads the team, not Tom Brady. Because in my opinion, it's the next man up. Tom Brady, if he wasn't on the Patriots right now, he'd probably be just as good.
Nah.
And the year he was not on their team, and
They
who was their quarterback? They were 11 and
Matt
5.
Castle.
They were 11
We
and
still
5.
didn't go to the playoffs.
But they were still 11 and 5.
So it's a winning season, but it's not a season worth remembering if you don't go to the playoffs.
But you're still 11 and 5.
So if the Ravens just went to 11 and 5 every year, but then went to the playoffs, don't you think Flacco or Harbaugh would be gone by now? Because it's all about playoffs.
But I know it's all about the playoffs. But the fact is you were still a contending team without Tom Brady.
No, because
Yes, you were. You were still a contending team. You were still 11 and 5.
We didn't win the division, or we didn't go to wild card, so we weren't a contender.
I know, but you were still a contending team. You were still a team that was in the hunt, right? Would you say 11 and 5 is a good record?
11 and 5 usually is a good record. I mean, you can say anything like freaking Atlanta Falcons are 5 and 7, and they're still.
Well, that's a different story. We'll talk about one day. But look, Peyton Manning, in my opinion, in the last 5 to 7 years, has been to more Super Bowls.
No, he hasn't.
It's been to 3.
Not the last.
When did he win his Super Bowl?
He won his first ring in 2006. He did the last 5-7 years.
6. All right, well, 8 years. That's what, 8 years ago. 8 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, still.
Even then, but that's not
Okay.
Exactly that.
How many MVPs does he have? I believe 2 in the last.
2,
maybe 3.
2 or 3 NFL MVPs overall. Yeah.
Okay. No, not overall. He has 4 overall.
In the last 2.
In the last 7 years. I
Oh,
think he has 2, maybe 3. I think it's more than Tom Brady.
Maybe 2. Well, yeah, it's MVPs.
It's more than Tom Brady.
MVPs.
Yep, most valuable player.
Who got Super Bowl? Not him.
When was the last time you all won the Super Bowl?
Went to Super Bowl 2012.
No, when was the last time you went to the Super Bowl? Last year.
Just
Tom Brady.
Not last year.
Peyton Manning. Last year.
Yeah, Peyton Manning.
But
What
look,
happened?
but look.
He choked.
What have you guys done? What have you guys done against the Giants? When was the last time you went to the Super Bowl and won without Teddy Bruschi on the defense? Never.
2004.
No. Get out of here. You all can't win Super Bowls. You all the team that can't win Super Bowls without a good defense. That's why I think you guys have a chance this year, because you have great defense. Peyton Manning has had the best season ever as a quarterback.
And what happened with that? absolutely
Where
nothing.
they went to the Super Bowl.
And what happened?
They
got
lost.
creamed.
They lost.
Our
but
Super Bowl losses have always come down to less than 4 points.
Yeah, but every time you guys went to the Super Bowl, you can only put up 14, 20 points.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
First year we put up almost 30. The second time we went up, put up almost 38. Even against the Eagles, put up 24.
I'm talking about last 5 to 7 years.
Okay, even then, the last time we went to the Super Bowl.
You lost 14-17.
No, that was the
Giants
perfect season run.
2 years ago. Or two
No,
years
that was 2007. The last time, 2011 Super Bowl, we were down 31-34 at the end. It was.
Right.
We came down to. We just needed a touchdown to win, and then Hail Mary was the
Who
last.
were you guys going against?
The Giants.
Oh.
Now you keep saying this about this. Here's the thing, though. The fact that Tom Brady's
Man,
been
Eli's
there
little
more,
brother could beat you guys.
Eli's little brother beat us with defense.
So?
His defense beat Brady. I mean, because if you look at the numbers,
He drove down the
Brady
field twice.
Brady had better days statistically speaking. Because that's the whole argument.
Tom Brady is just like any other quarterback in the aspect, and so Peyton Manning, so Aaron, and that's why I think Aaron Rodgers is a little bit better than all of them when it's all said and done, because in the face when you have pressure coming to you, both players are not consistent when they have rushes. Aaron Rodgers can use his legs. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning don't use your legs.
Actually,
that's why when I
Brady's
think
more mobile now. Peyton Manning, you're right, does not.
Brady isn't mobile. When you think of Tom Brady, the last thing you think of is a mobile quarterback. He can step up in the pocket. Yes, well, he also has one of the best offensive lines in the league and one of the best minds of an offensive mind with Bill Belichick in the league.
No, Belichick was a defensive coach.
I know.
Brady runs that offense. He runs the defense.
I wouldn't say that. But Aaron Rodgers is, in my opinion, when it's all said and done, better. Last 5 to 7 years, Peyton Manning. When it's all said and done, Aaron Rodgers, because he has that X factor of he can roll out, he can run, he can throw.
But here's the thing about all those quarterbacks.
He's
versus
a
Tom Brady.
look. Just like Stephen A. Smith is saying, he's a bad man. He's a bad man, dude. He's a good player. I like him.
Here's the thing, Matt.
I jumped on the Aaron Rodgers bandwagon.
Here's the thing, Matt. When it's all said and done, Tom Brady is the most clutch and most competitive quarterback out of all of them.
Oh yeah.
Because you think about it, people say, well, Peyton Manning is like the sheriff. That's his nickname.
Yeah.
He runs the offense effectively. Like he wants things done his certain way. Tom Brady has some of it, but there's the thing. Tom Brady can adapt. He goes with the flow.
Well, see.
Wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady also, when things aren't going his way, he's physically frustrated, which
Mm-hmm.
I actually like because I mean
Well, I
he
like
has
too.
emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a quarterback
Well,
doesn't care,
yeah.
you have a Jay Cutler.
Well, look. Well, if Tom Brady is why I don't like a lot of the media. If Tom Brady does it, then why can't a Dez Bryant do it? Why can't Phil? They all look Phil Rivers. They all look bad on Phil Rivers because he's frustrated. Tom Brady does it. He's a hero. But that's another. Tom Brady, I completely agree with the whole. He is a competitor. He is a leader, but you must be out of your mind if you think that the adapting of the offense is all Tom Brady. It is their head coach, the best head coach in probably the NFL history.
You can't give it all to Belichick.
But it's a lot of it.
Here's the thing,
it's a lot of it.
Belichick
He
is
does
a
the
defensive coach.
But he is an offensive mind also. And he knows how to adapt his team and his formations and everything.
He actually learned from some of the greats like Bill Parcells,
yes.
Jimmy Johnson,
John
Shula. He learned the offensive stuff from those guys who were offensive coordinating coach, except for Parcells. Parcells was defensive coach.
Okay, but
the thing about
learned,
that makes
the thing
about this though, the year Brady did not start, their defense kept them in a lot of games and helped them win games. Kind of like the Ravens during 2000 when you had Trent Dilfer as a quarterback. Defense carried that entire team.
Mm-hmm.
The defense carried the team only so far without Tom Brady. You need a Tom Brady to move to the playoffs.
They don't.
We're
not with that division.
Every football player has to contend. I mean, for God's sake, the Raiders beat the Chiefs and the 49ers.
But
and
with that division is horrible. You can't deny that division is horrible. It's still horrible, in my opinion.
Almost all teams but one have winning records in that division.
They're all 2 of them are 7-6. By the end of the season, they're going to be 8-8. And this is the best season this is the best season that those 3 teams have had combined, probably in the last 10 years, and all of them are going to be 8.
I mean, I'm sorry the Patriots have 12 winning seasons consecutively.
Well, they're a good team, but this is why, in my opinion, why they go to so many AFC championships, because they have such a bad division. They get 5 easy wins, 5 sometimes 6 easy wins. Yeah, Come on, man. The Jets.
We lost to the Dolphins this year.
Well, no, you've only played them once.
True.
Well, this guy predicting he's going to lose against the Dolphins anyway.
No, we lost already.
Yeah, they lost one. That's why I said 5-6. They're probably going to beat the Bills, and they're probably going to beat the Jets. So it's 5 out of 6. Every year, they never have a competitor, so they can go 10-6 and win the division. The only time that there was 1 or 2 good years when Sanchez was there because of the defense, and there was 1 or 2 good years the Miami Dolphins were there because of the Wildcat offense. But besides that, there has never been a close to a top 10 quarterback in that division. Nowhere close to a top. I don't think Tannehill was even around top 10. Besides those Jets, for those maybe 2 years, there has not been a top defense in there, right? Do
No.
you see any big playmakers in that division? I know
Right now?
playmakers don't really matter too much, but
Yeah, I can name playmakers in that division.
I'm
right now.
talking about playmakers. I'm talking about
teams change, maybe people at the game plan
players?
for those people.
Yes.
Yeah, Cameron Wake is one, definitely the Dolphins. You have the game plan for him because he will disrupt your offensive line.
Okay.
Then you also deal with Brent Grimes. He's a great cornerback. He's not top 5, but he's up there in top 10.
He's not top 5. All
He's
right.
top 10.
Top 10. Good job.
Hey, top
You beat 1/3 of the league.
I don't know, 32
Two-thirds,
players,
two-thirds.
32 teams, 2 main corners each, 64 players. That's
I'm
pretty
talking
damn.
about great, not top 10 stuff, because every player, the Raiders have 1 or 2 top 10 guys. I'm talking about a player that is a dominant force, either a wide receiver,
Okay.
quarterback.
Okay, Cameron Wake, Mike Wallace
Defensive
on
lineman.
Dolphins. On the Jets, you have the only
Don't tell me Decker.
Percy Harvin. You got
Maybe Percy
Harvin's giving them-
now, but I think the thing about Percy Harvin is he's a X Factor type of guy. He's not a guy that's going to go out and be
There's
a...
also Sheldon Richardson and Mike Vickerson from the defensive line. You get game plan for those guys as well. They're wreckers.
Yeah.
On the Bills, that entire defensive line.
Yeah, but
That entire defensive line is a problem you have to deal with.
it's not a huge problem. People still run over them.
I mean, they nearly beat the Broncos from pass rush. They denied Peyton Manning a touchdown.
Yeah.
That defense showed up.
Yeah.
And then the last it's all three teams.
But do they have a player that
On
can
offense?
on offense
That can change the
that
game.
can change a game?
Well, Bills got Sammy Watkins, so we don't know what's going to happen. But he actually showed up there with the other rookies of this year.
Yeah, but come on.
The Jets, Percy Harvin is the only offensive.
Percy Harvin, I think, in the whole division, besides obviously you guys, Percy Harvin's probably the most talented player in that division. But again, he, in my opinion, is kind of like Darren Sproles. He's a X Factor type of guy. He's not a guy that's going to go out there and catch 12 balls or put up 100 yards. He's going to be a guy that you do some screen passes to. You do some lateral or some quick options to him. You do some reverses to
Mike
him.
Wallace. Mike Wallace is a
I think
dominant
he-
receiver
I think
for the
he
longest
is-
time in the Steelers. before
I
he-
think Mike Wallace is washed up.
Why? Because he left the Steelers?
No. Yeah, I think he's done. I mean, he's having okay seasons, but I just think that...
I mean, can't call him last year. Last year was for a new system.
Yeah, well, that's fine, but I just think that Mike Wallace, he ain't in top 15 anymore.
So this game, but here's,
He's not top 20 anymore. Maybe in fantasy points or whatever, but
I mean,
I don't even think he's better than Torrey Smith. I don't even think Torrey Smith's that great. I think Torrey Smith's average. You
I'm
know?
aware of that.
You agree with that? You know what I mean? And Torrey Smith's not even that great.
Because Torrey Smith just runs the
well, he does. He
seam
does
route.
other things, but
He's best known for the seam route down
He
the field.
is.
Flacco just throws it above. Wallace gets you that too because Wallace is fast.
Mhm.
I don't know what.
but anyway,
Back to the quarterbacks.
back to the quarterbacks. Back to the horrible division. Okay, you got like what 3 or 4 winning records in the last 10 years.
Here's the thing though, the horrible divisions. You want to say? Let's talk about the Colts division when Peyton was a Colt.
Okay.
You're dealing with what? The Titans,
Well,
the
Jags
Jags,
I'll raise
and
my
the
hand.
Texans.
Okay.
Like,
The
really?
Texans, besides last year,
Before
the Texans, besides last year, have not had a losing season since 2010. They went 8-8, 9-7, made the playoffs at 10-6, won their division at I think 10-6, and then had one bad year.
And when did they win that division? When Peyton Manning was out.
Yeah.
So
But that doesn't mean
before
they're bad.
Peyton was down,
Yeah.
like before Tom Brady was down, those teams, the Colts and Patriots, dominated divisions.
The Titans were pretty good.
Yeah, with Chris Johnson. But there's the thing: the Colts manhandled that division, same the Patriots manhandled the division.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to the Packers in their division. The Lions haven't been in the playoffs since 1994.
They went to playoffs 2 years ago.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
The Lions did not go to the playoffs. The
Yes,
Lions, you look it up. The Lions not in the playoffs.
Calvin Johnson, they went to the playoffs. Yeah, they did.
They didn't go to
Look it
playoffs.
up.
They didn't go to playoffs.
No, they didn't.
And look at the Vikings. The Vikings have been in the playoffs since
Since
2012, 2009. Brett Favre. 2012 when
Yeah,
AB
they
won
did, they
MVP
did.
of
Yeah,
the
they did.
year. He had to win MVP.
Yeah, Lions went to the playoffs. Here, check it real quick. Lions went to the playoffs.
And then look at the last team is the Bears. The Bears with the last one in the playoffs.
Yeah, but the Bears can be competitors. It's just their quarterbacks.
No, I'm talking about last time in the playoffs was Lovie Smith, and they lost to the Colts 2006. That was the last time they made the playoffs.
Well,
It's right there.
yeah, but you're looking at an article that's 3 years old. Lions, 2013 season.
Last
No, I
year?
think
Are
it's
you kidding me?
2012 season.
They didn't make the playoffs 2012 season because Vikings won the division. Are you forgetting this, sir? Vikings won the division that year because AP ran
No,
all
maybe it was
wild.
2000. When was it? Let's just look at Lions history. Here we go. This is some Lions.
Playoff history?
Playoff history.
And you're going to find the last time they went to the playoffs was when they still had Barry Sanders. That was the last time they went to the playoffs, and their last time they won a playoff game.
Well, I'll agree with
They're
that.
also
The last
bad.
time they went to the playoffs,
Too.
I think the last time they went to the playoffs, they lost in the first round. Let's just go down,
It's
go
right
down.
here, it's right here, sir. We're live.
Sir, we're live. It don't matter. We're live. We ain't live. We don't know.
You understand that trust me, I like the Lions. I'm a fan of the Lions, but they haven't been to the playoffs since 1994.
Franchise record. Yeah, I wish I could find
See,
it.
look, playoff appearance 2011.
2011. Hey, 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
And when they lost,
Get outta here.
Wait, let's pick playoff appearances. When the last time they won a playoff
I never
game?
said. I just said. I agree with you with the loss part. They lost in the first round.
So either way, they went to the playoffs and said they won the division.
Okay, well,
So even
look,
then-
in the last 5 seconds, look, when they had Lovie Smith,
The Bears.
they were competitors.
The Bears were competitors when they
You
had
know,
Lovie Smith.
you know, they had a good defense.
Because that's what the Bears are known for, defense.
But it doesn't matter. Defense against Aaron Rodgers.
And what did Aaron
And they
Rodgers
went
do?
to a Super Bowl, and they did well,
And then they lost.
you know, but they still had a good competitive team for 2 to 3 years. The Lions went to a playoff. They have, you know, Adrian Peterson, who's on the Vikings. So they have players, they have talent in that division.
They have talent, but who dominates the division mostly? The Packers. That's what it's all about. Each
in the
of
last,
these three
in the last
quarterbacks,
3 years.
each
In the
of
last
these
3
quarterbacks we're
years.
talking about have dominated their divisions when they are starters. When they are actually playing, they dominate the division
Yes.
all the time. Even now, Peyton being a Bronco, in the last 2 years,
Well,
he's dominated that division.
In my opinion, probably the best division in football, but that's another discussion.
No, I think the hardest division in football, or you mean the hardest or the best division? Because there's a difference. Best
The best, I
in
think-
talent wise,
I
or
think-
best in
no.
difficulty?
They are probably the best. I'm not sold on the Browns, so I think they are the best. This year
This year, the most competitive division has been your division.
is the AFC North, but I think if you look at a grand scale of maybe the last 3 years or so, and what the players have on each team, and what they're going to look like in the next 3 to 4 years, I think it is very close between the AFC North and the West. Very close.
Chiefs
And I think also the what is it? Who's Arizona in? East.
The NFC West.
West?
With the 49ers
I think they're
and
pretty
Seattle.
good. I think they're pretty good too. Those are the 3 best divisions.
But no, this is not division. It's about the quarterbacks. Then you talk about the quarterbacks alone. All the quarterbacks dominate the division. That's the thing I'm saying.
No, Peyton Manning has a hard division in the last 3
He
years.
dominates
In
this
this
division.
In the last 3 years, this division's good.
Can't say 3 years.
Last year-
3 years ago,
last
he wasn't
year-
playing.
But what I'm saying, in the last
2 years he played.
this year, the year before that, and the year before that.
He didn't play the
Yes,
third
he
year.
did. Yes, he did.
He was out 2011, 2012 season. 2012.
No, last year he went to the Super Bowl. The year before that is when he broke all his records.
Yeah. No, last year when the Super Bowl was the same year he broke the
No.
records.
Dude, 3 years ago he lost to the Ravens in the AFC Championship.
No, that was 2 years ago. 2014.
Yes. So
2012.
this year, last year, the year he broke all the records and went to the Super Bowl, and the year before that, so I'm saying 3 years, and the year before that is when he
You're
lost to
counting
the Ravens.
seasons, not years.
Seasons and years. I'm
game-
saying seasons. The last 3 years, the last 3 seasons.
Because I'm talking about games in terms of when the games were played. That was 2012. At that time.
Now, bro,
That's 2
the
years
last
ago.
3 seasons, he has been in a competitive division. Last season, all three West teams went to the playoffs. All three of them.
And who was leading the charge?
The Broncos, but it was still a competitive division, right?
But who won the division?
Broncos, but I'm not saying that's because they have the best quarterback in the last 10 years on their team.
No, they
Brown.
haven't.
Who
do you lose to? What's 15 and 6 record?
Don't say who they lose to. He lost to Seattle. You know who else lost to Seattle? The Patriots.
No, what I'm saying,
that same year or 2 years before.
One, the score was a lot closer too. What I'm
okay,
saying is
you can say all you want about
I'm saying
it's one game. I'm talking about
Brady.
10
Brady
years,
beaten
not one
times.
game.
Brady's beaten 11 times out of 16.
It doesn't matter. That's team versus team.
Quarterback versus quarterback.
No.
You don't.
Is Peyton Manning and Tom Brady on the field at the same time? No. So Peyton Manning is going against who? That defense and the number one
his performance
head
versus
coach.
his performance.
But he's going against a better defense.
If Brady's over here and Peyton's down there,
but
Brady
are you
going to
agree with me that the Patriots have a better defense than the Indianapolis Colts that were a garbage defense for the longest time? Peyton had to put up 40 points just to win.
I would say we had our top 5 defense before the longest after Teddy Bridgewater retired because
you had a good defense though. It wasn't a top 5, but it was a good defense. It was a solid defense.
I would say solid, but we bended a lot.
But Indianapolis had a horrible defense, and the Broncos now have a good defense, but nowhere as good as you guys are now. So, what I'm saying is Peyton Manning is in a tougher division. Will you agree with that? In the last 3 years, in 3 seasons, Peyton Manning has been in a harder division than Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
No, because not Aaron Rodgers at the same level. Because here's the thing: we look at it. Peyton Manning has to deal with all those playoff contenders besides like the Oakland Raiders, while Rodgers has all the talent within the North because that has the most talent with Brandon Marsh, Alshon Jeffrey.
Well, but again,
Adrian Peterson, Calvin Johnson, all that talent.
But who's going against them? Not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is an offense. They're on offense. He ain't going against any of those players. He's going against the teams with those players.
And
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
It takes the good quarterback play to beat those teams. That's a great quarterback play.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. You have one division that has talent in it that you have to put up points. You have another division that has talent in it that has good defenses. The Chiefs are a good defense. The San Diego Chargers have a great quarterback and that can put up points. And then you have the Patriots who have probably in the last 3 years have had like 16 different quarterbacks in that division because they are all so bad. The Jets.
So you're gonna
the Jets' best quarterback in the last 5 years is Mark Sanchez.
You're gonna fault Brady for being in a weak division?
No. But my whole point of that was.
Because think about
my whole point of that was I'm not faulting Tom Brady. I'm saying the reason why they always win a division and the reason why they're always in the AFC Championship is because they have the best seed because they get 6-5 easy wins that propel them.
Well, they were all the great dynasties of the 70s, 80s,
well,
90s. They all had divisions. They all dominated the divisions. They may have been weaker than them, but they were still great.
But they're not talking about that.
But it's the same situation.
Tom Brady
has
had a shitty division.
During Joe Montana that way, you still deal with John Elway. And John Elway was just the same as Peyton Manning back then as Joe Montana as Tom Brady today. It's the same situation. 2 different people dominating the divisions. One puts up a lot of numbers, one wins games. That's what it's all about. Manning has the numbers, Brady has the wins.
But in the last 5 to 7 years,
Brady
Tom Brady
still has more wins.
He might have more wins or whatever you want to say, but in my opinion,
this is a business, and it's business about what.
In my opinion, I mean Peyton Manning has pretty damn close wins. I mean, he's been to the Super Bowl 2 times. He's been to the Super Bowl 2 times, right?
Yeah.
In the past 7 years, if you want to go 8 years, we can say he won a Super Bowl, but we're not doing that. Okay. They've been to the playoffs basically the same amount of times. But I believe Peyton has beaten Tom.
The last time Peyton beat Tom in a playoff was the 2 times he went to the Super Bowl. That's the only time he's beaten Tom.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs, but in the last 5 years, that's been once.
Once, yeah.
Right? So and I think does Tom not have one on him or in the last 5 years?
He's beaten Peyton a couple times the last couple years.
But in the last 5 years?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Are you sure about that? Because last year, no. Year before that, no. Year before that.
2012, you guys beat him before we got to us, and you guys missed the kick. Then the year before that, the
year we beat the Broncos, we went to Super Bowl 1.
Who were the Broncos? No, that was the year Peyton was injured. 2010 was when he was still a Colt, and he got to the playoffs, and we stopped him, and then we went to the Super Bowl that year.
So about 1-1.
Yeah.
So again, like I'm saying, you guys have more wins, but I bet you if we switch divisions,
Brady was still probably more wins. Because Brady makes
I mean,
more
you
out of
guys
less.
barely won last night. You lost to the Chiefs. You barely beat the Raiders. So imagine going against them twice a game. Or twice a
Think
year.
about the timeline of those games. Week 3, week 4, week 13 now.
What does the timeline have to do with that?
Because of during those first 4 games, we didn't have some players. We still had players in
Okay.
suspensions and whatnot.
Oh, that's not the Chiefs' fault. Why they beat you guys down?
And now where we are
And
now, we can easily.
You
have
think the
issues.
Broncos? You think the Broncos are complaining about that right now? They have players that are hurt up the butthole.
We do this- They, but there's the thing though. They have all the offensive weapons. They can work with that. We are limited in our resources.
No, you're really
But-
not.
Guys, great debate. As usual, deal with Matt.
Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Don't even.
We don't
don't
have
even.
time for that.
We do. We have plenty of time. Matt Brown. Okay.
We can do this on next episode.
Matt Brown.
Our next episode, we talk about Patriots, Broncos, in terms of what is done, who've done more with
No.
less.
No.
Or we wouldn't say.
No.
What's next episode
No.
about?
No. Next, we're gonna do. I don't know. We'll think about it.
We'll let you
Bye.
guys know.
Peace.